welcome back to Beyond the Sessions. Today's guest is Alexa. Alexa's one of our CFS 153 SI leaders. So, Alexa, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
So I am a CFS major. Came here 2021. Graduation date set for 2026. Sadly, I did not want to stay here for 5 years, but here we are.
Nothing wrong with that.
I know. But yeah, that's pretty much all about me.
Okay.
Fresno State.
So repping UCLA. So clearly, Fresno State was not your first choice.
No, I swear it was. This is my sister's shirt. Okay.
Okay. So you have a sibling who's also going to college, or
No, she wants to go to UCLA.
wants to go to
Yeah,
UCLA?
she wants to play volleyball
Okay.
for UCLA. Yeah.
Are you the first in your family to go to college?
I'm not.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that is interesting in what your experience was like kind of coming to Fresno State then. Why Fresno State?
Why Fresno State? So originally, I didn't want to go to anywhere else besides Fresno State. Like, I got accepted to
Fresno State, top choice.
I did not want to go anywhere else because I was scared to leave my mom. I was
Okay.
like, I did not want to leave my parents because, like, it was scary for me. Like, as an 18-year-old, I'm like, I can't even fathom, like, living on my own or doing things on my own just yet. But,
Okay.
yeah.
So, like, staying close to family, very family-oriented. Okay. What made you decide on your major?
So I was originally a bio major.
Okay.
And I wanted to go into pediatrics or, like, just any, like, profession that took care of children.
kids.
Or, like, yeah. But as soon as I stepped foot in that calculus class, I knew this wasn't for me. So after I took calculus, I was like, yeah, no, this is horrible. I just completely lost passion for it, like the nursing route. And I was like, I don't know what else to do. So I researched, like, other majors that, like, you know, it was very children oriented. And I found child and family science. And I was like, oh, wow. And then when in the child and family science department, you can go either, like, one or two routes. There's the family science route and then the child development route. I chose child development because obviously, you know, I wanted to, you know, be more child-oriented in my career choice, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you talked about, it sounds like before child development, even your interest in bio or nursing, like you already kind of knew you wanted to work with kids. But what kind of drew that inspiration? Like, why working with children?
So it's probably kind of personal, but I was always that kid, you know, in the hospital, you know, I was always that one sickly one. And I was like, I do not, like, when I grow up, I do not want to see other people suffer the way I do. And that kind of drove my passion to, like, you know what, I want to help these children. And it doesn't even have to be in as I got older, I'm like, it doesn't even have to be in the nursing, like, route. I could just take care of children, like, indirectly, like, well, we'll get to that later, but social work is my aspiration.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's going to come after graduation, right?
Graduation, yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. And I think, you know, I know you've shared, you know, with me and just things that you've dealt with in life. And so I think that it's great to see, like, okay, maybe my experiences weren't the most positive, but I can kind of be somebody for those kids, right? And, and you said it doesn't have to be necessarily in the medical field. You know, I think, not students, kids need a lot of support. And I think, you know, obviously, like, studying the child development, I think even more hones in on what impacts us. I keep wanting to say students, a child. But so, you know, you came to Fresno State, wanted to stay close to home. And what brought you to SI?
So at the end of the fall 2023 semester, my professor asked me, you know, to be an SI leader. And, you know, I thought other people were way more qualified than I was because at the time I was like, I can't do public speaking. I can't do this. I can't do that. Like, this, like, job, like, requires everything that I'm very nervous about doing, like speaking. But obviously not you.
I would have never guessed.
Exactly. So, yeah, it was Professor Macias. Shout out to her for believing in me.
Yeah.
Just taking a chance on me. And that's how I became an SI leader.
Okay. Yeah, no, faculty recommendations, I mean, if they, you know, are able to identify, they know what the position takes. And so I think being able to see those qualities in you before maybe you saw them in yourselves, and look at you here, 2 semesters in and going strong. So, with that being said, did you go to SI before?
I did.
Okay.
I remember my SI leader was Miranda Ayala Chavez.
Oh, wow. Dang!
Yeah,
Name dropping.
She was so sweet, and
Yeah.
I remember that one semester she had to drop, unfortunately, because she had other things to take care of, like, in her personal life, and I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was a good SI leader, and I miss her. I was like, where you at, girl?
Right. Well,
But yeah.
yeah, and I think it's looking at this semester specifically too. I know, we have Christy, who also joined the team as the CFS 153 leader, and I know, like, especially at the beginning of the semester, right? Like, also look to you as like, okay, this is the returner CFS 153. If I have questions, being able to jump in and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's also interesting how the tables turned, and now you're also that experienced SI leader, right? So, Alexa, what do you love most about being an SI leader?
It's very rewarding to see my students tell me personally, like, oh my God, your session has really helped and really, like, honed in on my understanding of the material. I find that the most rewarding about the job. I obviously, like, also get, like, negative feedback about my sessions to my students. It's like, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. And I still take into consideration there, or what I should do next for the next session and stuff like that. And that's also really rewarding too. Like, thank you for telling me. Yeah. Like, this is what you want to see more of. Yeah. In my session.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm. It allows you to cater to students because, they're all very different learners, and not everyone's necessarily going to walk away with the same thing. So I think having variation, that's why we strive to try to incorporate things that change it up and hopefully trying new things. So I think getting direct student feedback is crucial, and I'm glad that you're able to implement that. What about maybe something that you find most challenging about being an SI leader?
Also the students sometimes.
Okay.
There are obviously students that appreciate the time that you take for them, but there are also some students that are like, I wish you could do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And like, I find that probably be the most challenging because it's like, I'm a student as well. I can't do everything for you, but I wish I could. Yeah. It's just
I think that's very common, especially like SI leaders are givers. This isn't a position that people take on just because they want a campus job. Like, it is not easy. It demands a lot, and people, most of the time when you ask somebody what they enjoy most, it's always connecting back to students and impacting student success. So I think a lot of times, we talk about even sometimes misdirected frustration. Somebody can be struggling and they come to a session and maybe it comes off rude or a bit disrespectful, and it's not necessarily like, oh, I don't like my leader. It's more so frustration of my exam is tomorrow or my exam is this week and I'm not necessarily prepared. And I think it can be hard, even though it may be misdirected, it's not hard being on the receiving. It is hard being on the receiving end of that. And so, students do forget that, like, on top of being an SI leader, you have your own course load. Some people are working multiple jobs in addition to SI. And so, just being mindful that, like, you already have hours that are committed to that. And as easy as it would seem, it's like we can't we can't change everybody's schedule around one student. We hope to try to capture different variety times so that it provides opportunity, but it is hard to essentially please everyone, right? But maybe in terms of, like, since this is your second semester with SI, what would be, like, if you had to go back to the beginning and, like, knowing what you know now, what would be some maybe, like, advice you wish you received at the beginning of this position?
That's a good question. I've never really thought.
It's like, don't do it.
No, that's horrible. Okay, wait. I would say believe in yourself. You are 100% capable of your own destiny. And if you just, work at it, work at the job, improve in the job, then you'll do fantastic. Yeah, I think I had that, that that issue of just not believing in myself. You know, at the time of like what was it? Did I say fall of 2023 when I like passed the chorus 153? I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared, but I would say to my younger self to just believe in yourself and take that risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Great advice.
Yeah.
So in terms of kind of building that confidence, at what point did you feel like, okay, I know, because there's definitely a learning curve with SI, even having been a student that attended. So at what point did you find that confidence within being an SI leader, and maybe what helped? Because a lot of people struggle with confidence, and it's not necessarily something that it's like, well, here's this strategy, right? So what would you say maybe helped you build that?
Definitely feedback from mentors and pro staff.
Okay.
And actually my first session, because I remember my very first session, I was like, oh my God, okay, so this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, I got a couple students, and I was like, I was scared for my life, trembling. But yeah, my first session and like feedback was like, okay, so I'm not bad at this, you know.
Yeah, we hired you for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Alexa, kind of talked about SI already. What would be something that most people on the team wouldn't know unless they like specifically asked you? So what? Yeah.
I love being by myself. I love my free time by myself.
Really?
And you would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
Huh?
I know.
No?
She be coming to our offices.
I do.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I just love my alone time, and that's about it, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm like, well, in office hours. What'd you say?
So she's blown away.
I'm not blown away, but it is, I think, looking at you in office hours and just how social you and a couple of your group members are.
Yeah.
But I also understand that sometimes there's just people that kind of bring that out of you. Like, I would say I'm not very social, but I can be social in SI.
Yeah.
And outside of SI, like, my battery can drain very fast.
Yeah.
So.
Mine does too.
Okay.
Fast.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
she likes to be by herself. Okay, what else?
Let me think. I hate roller coasters. This is probably like so random.
That's okay. Now I know.
You know, like the thrill, you know, I'm like, yeah. You know how I am. You know how I am. Like, I'm just like very social. Like, I like doing things.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I'm like always on the go. And then like something that always freaks me out is roller coasters. I
Okay.
don't know why.
So just avoid Six Flags.
Exactly. And heights. I hate heights.
Okay.
I always have a fear of like, oh my God, what if I fall down this balcony and like break my neck?
Uh-huh.
But hey.
You know,
I don't know.
you do gotta, especially as you get older, you do gotta be more careful. I'll tell you that much.
Exactly.
Yeah, take it from me. But all right, Alexa. So, in terms of, you know, kind of what you've seen and your own experiences, what would you say kind of motivates you to, I guess, keep going? Because being a student is not easy. What kind of fuels your passion?
Helping others. 100%. I love helping others, you know, directly, indirectly, whether that be through email, in person, like just directly being with you, just positively impacting a student's learning environment is my passion. Yes, that's what keeps me going. And my parents. My parents, too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What role do your parents play in I guess your academic journey? Because you said you weren't the first to go to college.
Yes, I was not. So my mom has a philosophy. You're gonna laugh at this. Some may not laugh at this, but she was like, I don't care what you get. I don't care what you get your degree in. Like, when you graduate from college, you just have to get an advanced degree. I don't care what it's in.
Okay.
And then she had this rule, like, you have to have anything with a D in it. I don't care if it's a PhD, a Psych D, an MD, an EDD, just any like higher level education. And that's she's like my fuel to my fire, really. So yeah,
that's
she
awesome.
really is a stickler for education, and that's a really good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, especially even in current times, it can be, well, is the degree still valuable, right? And it really is. It opens a lot of doors, and so it's like they say, right? Like the bachelor's is like the new high school diploma, right?
Yeah.
So getting an advanced degree, hopefully sets up to really create even more opportunities. So I love that advice. Next time we'll have her mom on the the mom on the podcast.
You get the mom right here.
tell other students, but no, that's awesome. So since there's an expectation to get that degree, so I know you talked about social work, so are you looking to get?
Yes, I'm looking to get my MSW in social work. I apply fall of 25. Pray for me. And then after that, I'm looking to get an EDD, which is a doctorate of education. I'm still trying to figure out whether that degree is like valid or not, because I know there are some people that are like, oh, you have an advanced degree, but it's not in medicine. Oh, it's not in psychology. It's not in philosophy. It's not in like any of those, like, they're higher looked upon than like an education, like a doctor of education.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? I still have an advanced degree though.
I think you'll always find that. You look at MD and like DO degrees, right? Where it's like you're still a doctor.
Exactly.
You maybe like there's different emphasis on it, right? So same thing with PhD, EDD, same doctorate, different emphasis in what kind of schooling you're getting and being more hands-on experience or being more research-based. So
yeah, just
don't worry about that.
Throw it out the
window.
window. Yeah.
I like it's also no different than like the whole like a CSU degree and a USC degree. So at the end of the day, making sure like it's what you do with that degree that's gonna make a difference, right? And it's so that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's stressful. I know going, getting to that, but you still have some time before
A
a lot a lot of time with SI.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, Alexa. Well, thank you for sharing about yourself and your own journey. We're going to end up with some rapid fire questions, okay? So I got to reference my questions because these are hard for me to remember.
Okay.
But what's your favorite thing to eat on campus?
Panda Express.
Okay. What do you get at Panda?
I get a bowl, half and half, with Beijing beef.
All right. Hey, heard it here. Favorite season of the year?
Spring, 100%.
Okay. Dream vacation destination?
Switzerland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite movie genre?
Horror.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you did dress up as Ghostface.
I did.
Favorite artist?
Party Next Door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you also listen to a lot of Spanish music.
I do. I do listen to a lot of Spanish music.
Yeah. We got a Peso Pluma fan
I
here.
do. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh. Invisibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you do like to be alone, so that makes
Yeah,
sense.
true.
What is your spirit animal?
A panther. A black panther.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And your Starbucks order? Or we'll take Dutch Bros order too.
Dutch Bros. I'm not really a fan of Dutch Bros.
Okay. Oh, dang, the disrespect.
Hey. I'm a fan of it, but at the same time, the drinks taste the same every time. But what I usually get from Starbucks is a strawberry acai lemonade.
Gotcha. I was like, the Starbucks, the drink should taste the same every time.
Without the strawberry inclusions.
Oh, you don't like
I
it?
hate drinking things that have, I like
the texture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If it has like something I can chew in it, throw it out. I cannot with that.
Okay. Not in the drink.
Yeah, not in the drink.
That makes sense. All right. Well, thank you very much, Alexa, for your time. And hopefully people learn something new about you today.